So Nvidia has finally done it. They basically applied live AI filters on top of games, packaged it all up, and branded it as the brand new DLSS 5. Now, at first glance, I honestly thought this was a joke, and apparently I wasn't alone on that. But I'm going to throw out a hot take here and say that I actually don't think that this technology is entirely bad. As a matter of fact, I think it's a possible long term win for gaming graphics that are chasing true realism. With that out of the way, there are definitely some massive issues with the tech demo we just saw. I highly recommend checking out Gamers Nexus, who went through it frame by frame and pointed out some of the major flaws with the technology right now. One of the biggest issues is that this DLSS 5 filter is giving off a rather generic AI look on some characters. Take Resident Evil Requiem for example, they showed off Claire and her facial features were almost completely changed. This isn't just debate about whether she looks more realistic or not, it's about whether characters can still retain their specific handcrafted look instead of turning into some another generic, beautified human. Other characters like the ones from Hogwarts Legacy also looked a bit off to me. However, I did happen to catch a good example of this tech, and that would be on Leon from the demo. It could just be that the camera angle is helping it out, but I think his model is a better example of what a good result should look like. Non-human characters looked pretty good to me, honestly, and the general world environment seems to be benefiting from this DLSS 5 tech for the most part. Now, Nvidia claims this isn't just blanket filter. They say that developers have granular control over these effects, like color grading and masking, to preserve their art direction. But based on what we saw, they have a lot of tuning to do before fall 2026. And that brings us to one of the biggest issues so far. The demo was ran on not one, but two RTX 5090s, and that is pretty ridiculous. I honestly don't see how this can come to modern average GPUs anytime soon when you consider how much raw horsepower they needed. They're trying to run a real-time neural rendering model that injects Hollywood-level VFX on the fly, and it clearly takes a supercomputer to do it right now. But this could be good news. It gives them more time to work on the technology and fine-tune it alongside the game developers, which I believe is key to getting good final results in-game. The community did not hold back at all, with everyone pretty much agreeing that the effect looks, well, just plain bad, for the lack of a better term. I'm trying to keep it respectful here. Additionally, this will be exclusive to RTX 50 series cards, and whatever comes afterwards, which leads me to my next big point. Nvidia deciding to release a brand new technology of this level mid-cycle seems a bit odd, especially with hardware getting more and more expensive thanks to all the AI fuss that's going around. Mark my words, you can expect the 60 series to come out with the claim of being 100% more powerful in AI workloads for DLSS 5, along with some new smaller exclusive tech deal attached to it. Probably some form of DLSS but for VRAM. The truth is, this tech was coming sooner or later. It was gonna happen no matter what. I suspected about a year ago that live AI filters would eventually be applied to games as we play them. In the long run, I still believe this technology will be an overall positive for most gaming studios, especially the smaller ones. With more development and time to cook, we could be looking at the greatest leap in video game graphics since the PlayStation 2 era. But until then, we await a working version that runs on modern mid-range GPUs and graphics that don't look like the most generic AI filter. What are your thoughts on DLSS 5? Let me know down in the comments, and maybe even suggest a topic that we could talk about for the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.